Kenny Pitstop joins us for a garage fabrication video. This is rare. So what do we owe the pleasure? Have you got a day off or something?
I'm working from home today.
Working from home in the garage with me. Okay, now what we did the other day is, you remember, I ran out of resin on the fiberglass job, so I've gone and I looked at the cost of a small tin, another pint of resin, and it was more or less get a kit, because then I get loads more matting and all the other stuff I need as well, and it's practically the same price. At the same time, I got a big tub with a body filler. You American guys call it Bondo, and I think in Australia you call it Gob or something, I don't know, but that's the stuff, body filler. And I managed to pick up some more wheel paint. Acrylic wheel paint is this stuff we've been putting on the bike right from the beginning, because this was instructed by the paint guy. Mackie said he wants this as a base coat, upon which he can do his Geiger style work after that, or whatever we decide to do. We'll leave that there. Okay, that's just going for stock really. It was actually cheaper this morning to go to one of these kind of motor factors places that does trade car parts and get all the kits and chuck in a tin of paint than it was to go to the internet. So that's, who knew? Simple as that. Right, so all I've got to do is cut some of this out and redo that little bit of fiberglass that I couldn't do on top of it. But before I do that, show you, I've got to clean up the mess. And now this was this is what resulted from the other day's work. Obviously lots of resin has dripped across here because you have to absolutely soak it, and that has meant I want to grind that off, because I don't want that to be a surface that later on I have to put loads of filler on, and it's quite sticky still anyway. This domestic resin, and I'll call it domestic resin because it's not the stuff that the industrial guys use to make boats and garage doors from. It's completely very much for us numpties in our garage. It never really, unless you put masses of hardener in it, it never really dries rock hard and bone dry. Well, it does, it takes weeks. So I'm going to grind that off and flatten this out just a little bit before I put this fiberglass over, and all that is in the pursuit of using less body filler, which is quite heavy. But first things first, I've got to cut off these frilly edges, and I'll show you how to do that simplest way possible with the least mess possible, because she's in here and she doesn't like mess. Right, as you can see, I always keep all my old hacksaw blades, because although they're blunt for use hacksawing metal, they have other uses. So we'll pick that one today out of the range. I had a range. And it's as easy as this. I take, just for my own comfort, I just wrap a little bit of masking tape around the handle, just because it's sharp. It protects my little fingers. Just a little bit of that around there as a handle, just so it doesn't wear your skin away. And all you got to do is cut in here, come up against the edge. The reason for putting, if you left it all fluffy off the edge like this, that is just very difficult to make a sharp edge, because when you cut it you get all this horrible frayed edge, which is a mess. So I put the resin right over the edge, right over, so I can just come around here now and come just off the job a little bit, leaving a tiny little bit of spare, and I'll grind that back exact. So it just saw it off. Hang on a minute.
It makes the teeth hurt.
Hang on a minute. Stay there. Is that better? There you go.
It's worse than being at the dentist.
Let me just show you this, folks. Here, gets the camera.
No!
This is the. Just to show you, we're taking care of our penny pit stop. And that she's looked after as much as we would have her looked after. Right. And the great thing is with the ear defender, she can't even moan in. Let's go. Who coughed in a bag of flour? Hang on a minute. This is nothing. Check this out. You ready? Look at the state of this. My word, you look like you sneezed in a bag of flour. Right, I think what we do, when I've pulled this lump of fiberglass out of my finger, we'll get the airline and we'll blow the whole garage out, because this is just airborne dust and it's all got to get out the door. So we'll get rid of this and we'll come back in a minute. Right, messy old business, right then.
Yeah.
You might do that in the garden on a windy day or something, but then your neighbours will probably moan that their washing smells of fiberglass 8 houses away. So what we're going to do now is just drill through those holes quickly, just reopen them, because obviously fiberglass in underneath, I just went straight over the holes. There's no point in trying to mark them, and if you put anything in the hole to preserve the hole, it'll get fiberglassed in place, and it's a bugger to get out, and when you try and break it out, it breaks the fiberglass. So I'm just going to drill these straight through.
sit on the mountain, my arms spread wide, I sing all the birds fly. I feel free with myself. Once again, I'm in
Some of you made comments about the shape of this. You said it looks like a dinosaur's willy. But I have no idea what that means. Do you know, Ben?
I have no idea.
No idea what you mean. Right, this is a messy old job. But honestly, we're going to clean up now. Get everything cleaned up. Wash the brush out. Get everything looking all right. And we'll wrap this up now, I think. Let's see where it goes. Right, there we are. Okay, all done now. I can't do any more usual stuff, drying times. I want to quickly explain on this. If you're watching this and you're going to do something like yourself, I've used, on the back of this section here, I've used fiberglass matting to build up in the areas that you might have used filler. Where the welds are here, I've just put a strip of matting in there, and that is lovely and smooth. The fact that you've got a strip of heavyweight matting, it forms a perfect curve. If you put filler in that, you've then got to sand that filler to make a perfect curve, and it's thick, and thick filler can crack. So you only want, on that now, look at it, that's absolutely done. You could sand that down, put a little bit of thick primer over that, and it might even be as good as it needs to be. On the top, I had to fill a little bit on the top here, just because that was dented in on the top slightly, a bit of distortion from welding. It had a little bit of a dent. I wanted more of a curve, so I've just built it up with 5 or 6 layers of fiberglass matting and soaked them in resin. That will set beautifully and make an exact curve, so that's exactly right. And the rest of it, I've just coated up in lots and lots of resin so that it's completely penetrated. It's very important when you're doing this, if you're going to do this yourself, many of you have written in and said, never done this kind of thing before, never seen it done. Well, this is it. You quite simply have to make sure you penetrate the matting with the resin. It has to be fully wetted all the way through, otherwise it doesn't reach full strength and durability. So that's what I've done with this. That's another half litre. So that's now got 1.5 litres of resin in it. This is probably going to weigh more like 6 or 7 kilos now, but I don't care because it's got to have a beautiful shape and it's going to be so strong, and that's what it's all about for a long time. So this just needs a trim up, sand back in the next video, and then once it's ready I can start laying on the filler and get into it. It's one of these long things. This is the messy old stage, but you saw it with the tank, you stuck with it through that. This is just more of the same, and when it's done I can bolt that on. It's going to look fantastic, and it, Pen?
Yes, it will.
It will, I hope so. There we are. Thank you for all of your kind support on this. Really, really appreciate it. It's your enthusiasm that's driving this. And thank you again for all of your amazing orders on the clothing. It's great. I didn't know so many of you wanted to wear our t-shirts. It's fantastic. Thank you so much. It really makes a difference. It means we can keep going with this sort of stuff and keep entertaining you if you need to. Anything else, Ben?
Be thankful it's not smelly vision.
It is, isn't it? Absolutely stinks in there. I think I'm whizzing. I think a train's going to come out of that wall in a minute. Not bad. People pay for that.
Let's go and have a cup of tea.
Let's go and have a cup of tea. Take it easy. Thanks for watching. Ride safe. See you next time.